gain its own pleasure. See, you do things that you want to do because you like it. Mm-hmm. Whether it's a clean thing or whether it's a filthy thing, you are doing it because it makes you feel good.
All right.
Because it satisfies you. Mm-hmm. Because it gives you the desires that you have in your heart. So we live immorally because we like it. There's no better way to put it than that's just what we want to do. We want to live unclean and we want to live against God's will. If we didn't, then we wouldn't find so much pleasure in living that way. Now, Christ's bride, which is the church, which is you and me and everyone that sits in here, we're Christ's brides. And it doesn't mean the typical husband and wife getting married, but it means we're marrying ourselves, connecting ourselves, joining ourselves to God through the belief of Christianity, through our faith that He is going to do what He said. Amen. He's going to save us from all our dirt and our filth, and our immoral livings, and our wrongdoings. He's going to remove that. And He's telling us in chapter 17 that it's winding up, whether you like it or not. Time is winding up. Get it together. And those that have it seemingly together are going to be the ones that fall behind. And those that are doing all they can to get it together are going to be the ones that He grabs in His arms and clean up completely. So we need to try this morning, church, to be a person that has pride in our God, not pride in ourselves. Now, the wicked city of Babylon contrasts with the heavenly city of Jerusalem. That's chapter 21. We'll read more about that, verses 10 through 22. Chapter 22 and verse 5. Now, the original leaders probably rather quickly identified Babylon with Rome, because we know that Rome was living a life of sin. They were doing whatever they wanted. They were collecting taxes from the people all around. They were believing in pagans in Egypt. They were worshiping fish. They were worshiping the sun. They were worshiping cows. They were killing children and spreading their blood all over the field as a sacrifice to God, to their God, hoping that that would make it grow even more. So they was living dirty, doing all kind of things. Could you imagine these days and times that your grandpa say, well, okay, come on, Braylon, we're going to have to take you up on the mountain and throw you off and kill you so that everybody will have plants this year. You think your family, yeah, you smile. You think your family will be happy about that? Your sister will be screaming and hollering. Your cousins and your brother over there be trying to drag Grandpa down and beat him down. Don't throw him over there, Grandpa. See, that's the way they live. But those that love God live a different life and a new life. Verse 3. The scarlet beast is either the dragon of chapter 12 and 3 or the beast of the sea, which is going to come out of the bottomless pit, which is the devil himself, or the demons in the pit, which are going to come out with the black smoke that covers the earth. That's what they speak on. Now, throughout history, people have killed for their faith. David killed Goliath. And why did he kill Goliath? Just because he wanted to? No, he did it because his brothers, his big brothers. See, David might have been about your age, boo, trying to put on all that armor. So heavy that he couldn't even walk with it on. He tried to pick up the big sword. So heavy, he couldn't even carry it. And then they tried to put the helmet on his head. It was so heavy, he couldn't even lift his neck or walk with a thing on. So you know what David walked with? With faith. He believed that if he went and took God with him, And when I mean taking him with him, I don't mean he held God's hand, but he held him in his heart and in his mind. And he said, I'm going and I'm going to trust him. And I'm not wearing any of this. And on top of that, I'm taking my favorite weapon, my slingshot. And I'm going to pick up the sharpest rock I can find. And I'm going to swing that thing. And I trust God that I'm going to be smooth. And bam! He hit him right in the middle of his forehead and killed him dead. He didn't do it for nothing. He did it because his big brothers were scared to do God's work. God told them, one of you go in. After they sent the spies. They sent spies. They sent someone in to check it out and see, are they going to win this war? Are they going to get beat up? Is it too many of them? Is it too few of them? So go see. The spies came back scared to death. So they were scared. They didn't want to fight. But David, little David, got up. I'll go. He trusted. He listened to his brothers. He believed in God. He believed in prayer. See, just because Grandpa's reading the Bible and praying, Grandpa might not have enough strength to go fight Goliath. But little Booby gonna get up and say, I'll go. I believe in God. I ain't scared. Give me my slingshot. I'm going to do God's work. I'm going to win the battle so that we can go take over the land of milk and honey because God told us to. Mm-hmm. Milk and honey. Milk and honey. That means it was sweet and it was full of many things to eat. Much water to drink. Much grapes for wine. It had what it needed. And God is preparing a place like that for us. But if we don't live right, we'll be the one to get hit in the head with the slingshot. Bow! And knocked right into hell. I'm looking at it. Now, over the last century, millions have been killed by oppressed governments, which means millions have been killed because the United States, this is where we live. We have a big army. We have a big navy. We have a big air force. We have the Marines. We have the jumping people. We have everybody to go and fight and kill up people because they're not living right. But God said to do a job, not to destroy. And now we're destroying and we're no longer doing a job. We were supposed to go in and get it under control, just like parents get us under control so we can live right. That's all they were to do. Instead, they went out killing children, pregnant women, husbands, so that there's no one to take care of the family. That's not pleasing to God. You understand? So don't live unpleasing to God. Have faith. Many of those victims were people that believed in God. See, we have people that get killed every day. Every day. And sometimes people say, well, that person was bad. They got in all kind of trouble. They did everything wrong. But what they failed to say is, but they believed in God. They loved Him. They tried, but they made mistakes and they got killed. That didn't mean they didn't make it. Many people die that love God. So you can't judge a person's death or a person's life for the way they're going to die. Many of those victims, many of us believe in God, but we're still victims. Now the womans, which is the whore, which is the people of the world that are living wrong. The drunkenness shows her pleasure in her evil accomplishments and her false feelings of triumph over the church. See, sometimes the things we put in, foods we eat, you eat too much candy as a kid, you go wild and can't sit down, can't you? Well, sometimes when adults drink too much drink, they go wild and they can't sit down either. And it might cause them to do what? Kill somebody. Yeah. Because they're not in their right mind. They're not thinking God. They're thinking, oh, that person told me I look crazy, so get my gun, bam! And then when they're not drunk the next day, they can't believe that they did such things.
If you eat too much candy as a kid, you will get a toothache and you're going to bounce
bouncing off the wall. And you know what else can happen when you get a toothache?
Yeah. Oh, you can get a cavity.
Yeah, and what happens when you get a cavity?
The dog, you have to go to the dentist or you have to.
Yeah, and sometimes you know what else happens?
It'll hurt.
Pain, yeah. Living wrong hurts too when you die and don't go to heaven. And you know what else will happen? Sometimes your teeth fall out. Like this one did the other day.
Don't feel bad.
Sometimes that'll happen, so you better take care of it. Take care of your life too, like you're taking care of your teeth. Keep it clean. That's right. Now, when God talks about a martyr in verse 6 and 7, every martyr who has fallen before her sword has only served to strengthen the faith of the church. Now, Martin Luther King, you ever heard of him? He was a great man. He fought so that we'll have rights to go to church. He fought so that we'll have rights to sit on a bus. He fought so we'll have rights to use the bathroom with other people that's not our color.
There's another person that I know who refused to do something that they were good still.
Yes.
It was Rosa Parks.
Yes, they got on the bus and refused to get in the back.
I know that when Martin Luther King was in his house, someone threw a rock at his window, and then they was hating on him, and he fixed it.
Yeah. But what happened to Martin Luther King?
He got shot.
Yeah.
Got shot.
And that's what they call a martyr. They call him a martyr because what? He got shot because of why? He was trying to help the people. All right? Okay?
He fulfilled part of that promise.
Yeah. It was meant to be. We know that some things look horrible, but it's all in God's plan. You know, sometimes we go through hard times in our life. Sometimes people even go to jail. Sometimes people get killed. But sometimes through death, it may help a family member have life. In other words, it might make them start being good when they see somebody get hurt from being bad. Or see somebody get hurt and they never done anything. It may make them want to even be even better. You understand? Verse 8. Now, verse 8 tells us that in chapter 12, we met this dragon called Satan. We met Satan. We've met Satan throughout the entire Bible. Somewhere we have met that dragon. And in chapter 13, we saw the beast from the sea, which is the great demon that's going to come out of the pit and bring all that black smoke that's going to cover up everything, and you're not going to be able to see anything. Okay. You understand? So we got this big, great beast that's coming out of the pit, and we got a great beast coming out of the sea. And they're both demons. They're both devils. They're both evil. Chapter 14 and 16. We come upon God's great judgment. This is when God sent out the locusts that have heads like a lion, teeth like a lion, a head like a horse, a body big as a horse, wings, and a tail that looks like a snake that bites and stings. And he's going to send those locusts in the world to torture those that are living in sin, being evil, being mean to people, killing people, just being darn right bad. They're going to be tortured. And guess what? No matter how many times it sting you, how many times those locusts bite you, how many times you swell up and just think you're going to die, you're not going to be able to. You still got more horrible stuff that's going to happen to you for the rest of eternity. And see, eternity don't start until after death. Either you're going to have eternal life or eternal damnation. Which one sound better anyway? Oh, I want eternal damnation. Oh, I want eternal life. Right. No one should want damnation. That's hell. The pit, the fire. In chapters 17, we see that the scarlet beast, similar to the beast and the dragon, appears as an ally of the great prostitute. The phrase was not, is not, and will come means that the beast was alive, died, and then came back to life. See? You hear that? The beast was alive, the beast was killed, and then the beast came back to life. So the beast is doing a lot of deadly things now. The beast is sometimes causes people to sin, which means causes people to do things they wouldn't do and do things that they say, I don't know why I did that. I didn't mean it. I don't understand. I didn't try to do it. It was the beast telling you, do it. Be bad. Don't pay attention. Kill people. Steal. Take it. It's not yours. Take it anyway. That's the beast doing all the talking. And then when your body start talking to you, the older you get, booby, you'll understand. You're getting older and older. Your body's gonna start saying, that girl cute. Whoo, I think the girl got legs. Whoo, I see other things on that girl that I never seen, and I see girls all the time. And then your body gonna say, well, I might want to touch that girl leg. Oh, don't do it. You don't have permission to do that. You gotta get permission, which means old enough, grown. That's your girlfriend. You've been dating. She gave you permission to say, you can hold my hand now. She gave you permission to say, you can give me a kiss on the cheek. And then she said, you get no more permission until I see my ring, we get married, and then permission is yours. See? You see how you shaking your head now? Because you ain't there yet. You still see the little nappy head girls with the snotty nose. And we want you to see them for the next few years, 10 years, how many years? I don't know, a lot of them, but not that many. See?
At least 15, 20.
Yeah, at least 15, 20 before you think that they look that cute. Now, the beast is alive. The beast was dead, the beast lived. Jesus was alive. Jesus was dead, Jesus lived. But Jesus is the conqueror. And that's why we have Revelations. So Jesus can let us know no matter what kind of life you live, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how sad and how much you cry, it's going to be great one day. Because I'm going to wipe away that beast. I'm going to win. He's going to win. And when he wins, we win. But only those that believe in it. Those that don't believe, you're going to get exactly what you're asking for. That's why you're in church now, learning what do you want out of life. Do you love God? Do you want to go to church? Do you want to be a Christian? Or do you never want to go to church? I hate church. I can't stand that. I don't want to hear about God. Is that the kind of children you are? No. You're the kind of kids that say, I'm going, Grandpa, wait up. I'm going to learn something about God today. So when I feel sad, I can remember that God said, I'm coming back again, and I'm going to gather all of you home, and you're going to be happy and live forever in a land of milk and honey. Yeah, milk and honey, that's sweet and good. That's what he's trying to tell me.
I'd rather go to God instead of hell because the devil, he makes us do work for him, bad things, and I care about church more because we learn stuff about God.
That's right. And do you not, you don't understand another thing about when y'all learn in church and you acknowledge it and then you try your best. It don't mean you're going to be perfect. Don't mean you won't get in trouble. Don't mean you won't have, make mistakes. But what it does mean is Grandpa can be proud to hear his granddaughter say all of these things. And prouder when he see her change and doing better. That's what it means. That's what church does. It helps you learn how to grow up and be good. Instead of never go, and then when you turn 16, now I want you to get in here and go to church. You're going to get out them streets. Too late. Because now the choice, they have made it. And they've decided what they believe in. And if you show them nothing else to believe in, then what are they going to do but fall? You got to show children. You got to show your friends. You got to show older adults that there is something else greater out there.
Mm-hmm.
That there is a belief out there. That there. Honey, take my little dog there. He look like the little good man in the rocking chair with his sweater. I'm waiting on this cigar to go. I mean, the pipe. We gotta believe, church. Now the beast resurrection, when the beast come back, the beast is coming back because of the persistence of evil. You know how much evil coming now? Do you see evil? Do you notice there's a young person dying every single week, or an older person being murdered every single day? Have you noticed that? Have you seen that people are killing people? Even children kill other children. Yeah, it was a kid his age and probably a kid all the year. Your age took out a kid her age and walked them across the tracks and murdered them and laid them on the tracks after they abused them and did terrible things to them and let the train run them over. Little kids. You know why? Because they don't know God. Because you're little, it don't mean you know Him. You got to be introduced to Him. Like when you see the dentist and they say, "Hi, I'm Dr. So-and-so." You didn't know Him. You was introduced to Him. And God introduces Himself to you through His Word, through the pastors, through teachings, through your parents, those that know anything about Him. Some parents don't know nothing about God. They'll never talk about Him. They never teach you about Him. And when you see parents like that, you need to say, "Well, Mama or Daddy, I never see you opening up the Bible and talking about the God that I believe in. Do you believe in it?" Ask them. I never see you talking and studying. Do you believe?
7,000 people died. They were kids, but I don't know where they died at, but they died.
In Iraq. Did you say Iraq? What did you say? You don't know where, but you know they did die. Many more died, and many more gonna die because the faith is weak. You gotta believe in something. And it's good to believe in something that's good and teach you good things. Yes. It's good. Now, now the resurgence of evil power will convince many people to join, which is what I'm saying when I say resurgence, the strong action. In other words, if a magician, if a magician do a trick, which hand is it in? Okay. And you see it and you believe it, oh, they can do that. Well, if you believe hard enough in Satan, you can do that too. If you believe hard enough in God, you can do that too. And what is the that? Live righteous or live bad.
Mm-hmm.
Samara was looking like she didn't.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. See, only thing questions I want are questions that mean something. See, what she's looking like to me is somebody that's paying attention. Trying to figure out exactly what I'm saying. Trying to figure out, oh, I heard that word before. That's what she's doing. So if you paying attention to what she's looking like, that means you're not paying attention to what I'm saying. Don't do it then. Don't look over there. Okay? Alright, because you ain't doing that. Now, Satan convinced us to join forces with him. Satan convinced us to join forces with the beast. But those who choose the side of evil condemn themselves to the devil's fate. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to the devil. The devil is going to be picked up, basically, and thrown into a big fire, like that big fireplace. But imagine a fireplace that you can't see the bottom because it's that deep. Imagine a fire that's so red and hot that you can't look at it because it'll peel your face off. Imagine snakes and worms and bugs and all creatures crawling through your bones, eating off your flesh while the fire's burning you, but you can't die. And you're remembering every bad thing that you did that they said don't do it because it could send you to the devil. Imagine that. Yeah. It would be scary. That's why you going to heaven.